Thank you for joining Folklore Studios. In this video, we'll journey through the magical creatures of Southeast Asia. Settle in, breathe deeply, and allow these stories to unfold softly around you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more peaceful journeys into folklore from around the world. Pontianak, the gentle night spirit of quiet moonlight. Imagine a soft, moonlit night in a quiet village surrounded by lush, tropical forests. The air is warm, carrying the delicate fragrance of blooming frangipani and wet earth. Gentle night sounds rise from the surrounding jungle. The soft chirping of crickets, the distant call of an owl, and the rustle of leaves in the mild breeze. Everything feels still, calm, and ready for sleep. Within this peaceful night drifts the Pontianak. Traditionally, Pontianak are depicted as female vampiric spirits, often frightening in folklore. For our sleep-friendly adaptation, the Pontianak is a gentle guardian of the night, moving silently under the moon, guiding restless minds toward calm, reflective, and restorative sleep. Her presence is serene and reassuring, not threatening, like a soft shadow that carries quiet awareness. Picture her as a softly glowing figure with long, flowing hair that drifts like gentle silk in the night breeze. Her eyes are calm and reflective, holding the wisdom of countless peaceful nights. She moves slowly, gliding above the village paths, floating above rooftops, and drifting along shadowed forest edges. Her form is ethereal, blending with the moonlight and the soft darkness, bringing a sense of quiet safety wherever she appears. The Pontianak's habitat is quiet, undisturbed spaces, village edges, forest paths, gardens, and moonlit riversides. She appears only when the world has slowed, moving in ways that bring serenity rather than fear. Imagine walking along a narrow, moonlit village path. Lanterns cast soft pools of light on the stone steps and bamboo fences. The air carries the gentle scent of jasmine and wet soil. In the shadows, a faint, drifting shape moves gracefully, the Pontianak. She does not approach suddenly, nor does she make a sound. Her presence radiates calm, encouraging your mind to relax and your body to release tension. A story tells of a young villager who had trouble sleeping on hot, restless nights. One evening, feeling anxious and awake, they wandered to a quiet riverside. There, the Pontianak appeared as a soft, flowing figure among the moonlit trees. She drifted slowly along the water, occasionally pausing near lotus blossoms and reflecting pools. Watching her serene movement, the villager felt all anxiety dissolve, thoughts softened, and a wave of tranquility washed over them. That night, sleep arrived naturally, deep and restorative, with dreams filled with gentle moonlight, flowing water, and peaceful shadows. The sounds surrounding the Pontianak are soft and soothing. The gentle rustle of leaves, the quiet ripple of water in rivers or ponds, distant nocturnal bird calls, and the faint hum of insects. Together, these form a natural nocturnal lullaby, allowing the mind and body to release tension and enter restful sleep. As you imagine the Pontianak now, see her drifting slowly over a moonlit pond, her long hair catching the faint silver light. Her movements are deliberate, slow, and calming. Let your breathing follow her gentle rhythm. Inhale slowly, drawing in the warm night air. Exhale gently, releasing tension, worry, and lingering thoughts. The Pontianak encourages peaceful reflection, gentle awareness, and calm presence. She reminds you that night is safe, that rest is natural, and that sleep comes easiest when we allow ourselves to drift and release. Imagine her floating past lotus flowers and shadowed trees, her presence softening the world around her. Moonlight shimmers on the water, reflecting her gentle form. You feel the same serenity within yourself, muscles relaxing fully, thoughts drifting freely, and breath deepening. As night deepens further, the Pontianak glides toward the forest edge, blending with the soft shadows and moonlight. Her presence remains protective, silent, yet comforting. You feel yourself sinking fully into relaxation, supported by the night, the moonlight, and her quiet guardianship. Allow yourself to drift now. The village sleeps. Rivers flow softly. The night carries you gently. And the Pontianak, gentle night spirit, moves silently among rooftops, trees, and moonlit paths, guiding your mind into deep, restorative sleep, helping your body and thoughts rest peacefully through the night. Penanggalan, the floating spirit of quiet separation. Imagine a warm, tropical night settling gently over a quiet village. The sky is deep and dark, scattered with stars that glow softly above palm trees and tiled rooftops. The air is still, thick with the scent of night-blooming flowers and damp earth. Lanterns flicker faintly in the distance, and the sounds of the day have faded completely, leaving only the soft chorus of insects and the occasional rustle of leaves. In this peaceful stillness drifts the Penanggalan. In traditional folklore, the Penanggalan is often portrayed as a frightening spirit, but in this sleep-friendly retelling, the Penanggalan becomes a gentle symbol of release, a quiet presence that floats through the night, reminding us that it is safe to let go of the day, to separate from heavy thoughts, and to drift into rest. Picture the Penanggalan not as something alarming, but as a soft, glowing presence floating slowly through the warm night air. Her movement is unhurried and calm, like a lantern carried gently by the breeze. She does not rush, does not startle. She simply drifts, observing the quiet world below. Her form is light and ethereal, surrounded by a faint glow that blends seamlessly with moonlight. She moves above rooftops, over gardens, and along winding village paths, never touching the ground, never disturbing the stillness. Wherever she passes, the night seems to deepen, becoming quieter and more restful. The Penanggalan's role in this telling is not to frighten, but to help separate waking tension from sleeping peace. She represents the moment when the mind loosens its grip on the concerns of the day, when thoughts begin to float freely instead of clinging tightly. Imagine lying beneath the stars, feeling the warmth of the night air on your skin. Above you, the Penanggalan glides slowly across the sky, her gentle glow moving like a drifting cloud. Watching her, your thoughts begin to slow. The noise of the day fades further into the background. A quiet story is told of a villager who struggled to rest, their mind always racing long after night had fallen. One evening, unable to sleep, they stepped outside and sat beneath a mango tree. There, they noticed a soft blow floating slowly above the rooftops, the Penanggalan. She moved gently, tracing lazy arcs through the sky. As the villager watched her drift, their thoughts began to loosen, worries untangling one by one, until sleep came effortlessly, like a tide returning to shore. The sounds that accompany the Penanggalan are subtle and soothing. The gentle hum of insects, the distant croak of frogs near water, the faint whisper of wind through palm leaves. These sounds form a steady rhythm, encouraging the body to relax and the breath to slow. As you imagine the Penanggalan now, see her floating higher, drifting peacefully through the warm night air. Let your breathing match her pace. Inhale slowly. Exhale gently. With each breath, imagine a small part of your waking thoughts lifting away, floating upward like mist, leaving your body lighter and more relaxed. The Penanggalan teaches gentle detachment, not loss, but release. She reminds us that sleep is a kind of floating, a drifting away from effort and into rest. Nothing needs to be held tightly anymore. Picture her pausing briefly above a quiet garden pond. Moonlight reflects off the water's surface, doubling her soft glow. The pond remains perfectly still, just as your thoughts are becoming still now. Muscles soften. The space behind your eyes grows heavy and calm. As the night deepens, the Penanggalan drifts farther into the sky, becoming smaller and softer until she blends completely with the stars. Though unseen, her calming influence remains, wrapping the village and you in peaceful stillness. Allow yourself to drift now. The night is warm, the world is quiet, your thoughts are light, and the Penanggalan, floating spirit of gentle separation, moves silently through the darkness, guiding your mind away from wakefulness and into deep, restorative sleep. Naga, the luminous guardian of rivers and rain. Imagine a wide, ancient river winding slowly through a tropical landscape. The water reflects the deep blues and silvers of the night sky, broken only by the gentle movement of the current. Tall grasses sway softly along the riverbanks, and distant palm trees rustle in a warm, steady breeze. The air is heavy with moisture, carrying the scent of water, earth, and blooming flowers that open only after sunset. This is the realm of the Naga. In the folklore of Thailand and Cambodia, the Naga is a powerful serpent being, often associated with rivers, rain, and protection. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Naga is a vast, benevolent guardian of water, ancient and wise, moving slowly beneath the surface of rivers and lakes, maintaining balance and calm throughout the land. Picture the Naga as a long, graceful serpent, its body immense yet gentle, coiled through the deep channels of the river. Its scales shimmer faintly, reflecting moonlight like ripples of silver and jade. Each movement is unhurried, deliberate, and smooth, as though the river itself has become alive and aware. The Naga does not rush. The Naga does not disturb. It flows. Beneath the water's surface, the Naga glides silently, passing between smooth stones and waving reeds. Small fish drift calmly nearby, unafraid, moving alongside the great serpent as if guided by its presence. Wherever the Naga travels, the water remains clear and peaceful, carrying a feeling of safety and quiet order. Imagine standing at the river's edge, your feet resting on cool earth. The moon hangs high above, casting a silver path across the water. You can feel the slow pulse of the river beneath the surface, steady, reliable, and calming. Somewhere below, the Naga moves, unseen but deeply felt. A story is told of a village that once feared the coming of the rainy season. The storms were unpredictable, and the river often swelled with sudden force. One year, the elders gathered by the water and offered quiet gratitude instead of fear. That night, the Naga rose gently to the surface, its glowing form visible just beneath the moonlit water. From that season onward, the rains came softly, nourishing the land without harm, guided by the Naga's calm vigilance. The Naga is a keeper of balance. Rain falls when it is needed. Rivers rise gently, then recede. Life flows without urgency. The sounds surrounding the Naga are soft and rhythmic. The slow lap of water against the shore, the distant call of night birds, the hum of insects, and the quiet splash of fish breaking the surface. These sounds blend together into a natural lullaby, steady and reassuring, encouraging the body to relax. As you imagine the Naga now, allow your breathing to slow. Inhale gently, like drawing water into a calm current. Exhale slowly, like the river releasing tension downstream. With each breath, imagine your thoughts becoming fluid rather than fixed, drifting freely without effort. The Naga's eyes, deep and luminous, reflect the sky above the water. They hold no judgment, no urgency, only awareness. To the Naga, time is expansive. Moments stretch gently, unbroken by stress or hurry. This ancient presence invites you into that same timeless state. Picture the Naga coiling protectively around the roots of an old tree growing along the riverbank. Its massive form rests without weight, supporting the tree as much as the tree supports the riverbank. This is how the Naga exists in the world, supporting, steady, unseen, yet essential. Another tale speaks of a traveler who followed the river for many days, searching for a place to rest. One night, exhausted, they lay beside the water. As sleep approached, they dreamed of the Naga rising slowly from the river, its glowing scales illuminating the shore. The Naga did not speak, but its presence alone eased every ache, every worry. When the traveler awoke, they felt renewed, as though the river itself had carried them through the night. The Naga teaches trust in natural rhythms. Just as the river knows where to flow, your body knows how to rest. You do not need to guide sleep. You only need to allow it. Imagine now that the Naga is moving deeper into the river, descending slowly into darker, quieter waters. Its glowing scales fade to a soft shimmer, then to a gentle outline, and finally to a sense rather than a sight. The river above remains calm, smooth, undisturbed. Your body mirrors this descent. Shoulders soften, jaw releases, breath deepens. The night air feels warm and safe. The river continues its slow journey, and the Naga continues its watch beneath the surface, ancient and patient, ensuring that nothing disturbs the peace of the night. As clouds drift across the moon, a light rain begins to fall. Not a storm, but a soft, steady rainfall. Droplets touch the river's surface, creating gentle ripples that fade quickly. The Naga welcomes the rain, guiding it into the land with care. Let that rain wash over your thoughts now. Each drop carries away a worry. Each ripple smooths the mind. The Naga settles into stillness, coiled comfortably in the depths, glowing faintly like a constellation beneath the water. You feel held by the same quiet strength, supported, protected, and free to rest. Allow yourself to drift fully now. The river flows, the rain whispers, the night watches gently, and the Naga, luminous guardian of rivers and rain, remains beneath the surface, guiding the land, the water, and your dreams into deep, restorative sleep. Aswang, the quiet shapeshifter of moonlit paths. Imagine a peaceful village resting beneath a wide, star-filled sky. Bamboo houses stand quietly along narrow paths, their windows dark, their occupants wrapped in sleep. The air is warm and still, carrying the scent of earth, flowering plants, and distant ocean breeze. The night feels deep and unbroken, a time meant for rest and gentle dreams. Moving softly through this quiet world is the aswang. In traditional Philippine folklore, the aswang is often feared, known as a powerful shapeshifter. But in this sleep-friendly retelling, the aswang becomes a calm, watchful presence of the night, a being of gentle transformation who walks the boundary between forms, reminding us that change can be quiet, safe, and peaceful. Picture the aswang as a figure that shifts subtly rather than suddenly, a silhouette that moves like a shadow, blending smoothly into moonlight and darkness. One moment it appears human, walking slowly along a village path. The next, it becomes something lighter, quieter, a drifting form that glides with the breeze, never disturbing the stillness. The aswang's movements are slow and deliberate, as though each step is carefully placed. It does not rush, it does not hunt, it simply moves, observing the sleeping world with gentle awareness. Its home is the night itself. Moonlit paths, quiet forest edges, empty beaches where waves roll softly against the shore. Wherever the aswang goes, the night remains calm and undisturbed, wrapped in silence. Imagine yourself walking along a path lined with tall grass, silvered by moonlight. Your footsteps are soft, and the air feels warm against your skin. Ahead, you notice a shape moving gently, the aswang pausing beneath a palm tree. It turns slightly, acknowledging your presence without alarm. There is no fear, only a sense of quiet recognition, as if you are both travelers passing through the same peaceful moment. A gentle story is told of a fisherman who often walked home late at night. One evening, feeling tired and heavy with the day's work, he noticed the aswang walking beside him, keeping pace without a sound. The presence was calm and steady. As they walked together, the fisherman's thoughts slowed, his worries softened, and by the time he reached home, sleep came easily and deeply, carried on the memory of quiet companionship. The sounds of the aswang's world are subtle and soothing. The soft rustle of grass in the breeze, the distant hush of waves, the low hum of insects, and the occasional creak of bamboo shifting gently in the night air. These sounds weave together into a calm rhythm, encouraging the body to relax. As you imagine the aswang now, let your breathing slow. Inhale gently. Exhale softly. With each breath, imagine yourself becoming lighter, less fixed, like the aswang, able to move between thoughts without clinging to any of them. The aswang teaches gentle transformation. It reminds us that the mind does not need to stay in one shape. Thoughts can shift, tension can loosen, wakefulness can quietly become sleep. Picture the aswang stepping into a pool of moonlight, its forms softening, edges blurring, until it becomes almost indistinguishable from the night itself. It lifts gently into the air, drifting upward like mist, dissolving into the sky. Your own thoughts begin to dissolve in the same way. Muscles relax, breath deepens, awareness softens. The village sleeps undisturbed, the paths grow quiet once more. The aswang has moved on, leaving behind only a sense of calm, like a night breeze passing through open windows. Allow yourself to drift now. The night is safe. The world is still. Sleep is close. And the aswang, quiet shapeshifter of moonlit paths, continues its gentle journey through the darkness, guiding wandering thoughts into stillness and carrying your mind softly into deep, restorative sleep. Tikbalang, the gentle guide of forest paths. Imagine a wide forest stretching beneath a quiet night sky. Tall trees rise like pillars, their leaves forming a soft canopy overhead. Moonlight filters gently through the branches, creating slow-moving patterns of silver and shadow on the forest floor. The air is cool and clean, filled with the scent of moss, bark, and damp earth. Every sound is softened, footsteps muted, breaths quiet, thoughts slowing. This is where the Tikbalang walks. In Philippine folklore, the Tikbalang is often described as a tall, horse-headed being known for leading travelers astray. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Tikbalang becomes a gentle forest guide, a playful but kind spirit who watches over paths, crossroads, and wandering minds, ensuring that no one is truly lost. Picture the Tikbalang as a tall, graceful figure with the calm strength of a forest guardian. His features are gentle, not intimidating, eyes warm and curious, posture relaxed and unhurried. His presence feels grounding, like leaning against a sturdy tree or standing barefoot on cool soil. The Tikbalang moves slowly along winding paths, never rushing, never startling. His footsteps make no sound as he passes between trees, occasionally pausing to observe moonlight settling on leaves or to listen to the quiet breathing of the forest. The forest itself seems to recognize him. Branches sway gently as he passes. Leaves rustle softly, not in alarm, but in greeting. The paths remain clear and welcoming. Imagine yourself walking through this forest at night. The path is long but peaceful, curving gently between trees. You are not hurried, you are not lost. Ahead, you notice a tall figure standing near a fork in the trail, the Tikbalang. He turns slightly, offering a calm nod, then steps aside, silently guiding you toward the path that feels right. A gentle story is told of a traveler who once feared the forest after dark. One evening, walking home beneath the moon, they felt uncertain at every turn. Suddenly, the Tikbalang appeared, not blocking the way, but walking beside them. With each step, the forest felt less confusing, the path clearer. By the time the traveler reached home, their fear had melted into trust, and sleep came easily that night, carried by dreams of moonlit trees and quiet companionship. The Tikbalang's presence is not about mischief, it is about gentle redirection. When thoughts wander, he nudges them back toward calm. When the mind loops, he offers a new path, softer and quieter. The sounds of the Tikbalang's forest are slow and soothing. The soft chirp of night insects, the distant hoot of an owl, the quiet crackle of leaves underfoot, and the whisper of wind high in the canopy. These sounds form a steady rhythm, grounding and reassuring. As you imagine the Tikbalang now, allow your breathing to settle into that rhythm. Inhale slowly, like a deep breath of forest air. Exhale gently, releasing the weight of the day. With each breath, imagine your thoughts becoming simpler, less tangled, like a path straightening beneath your feet. The Tikbalong teaches trust in the journey. Not every path needs to be understood. Not every turn needs to be planned. Sometimes rest comes from allowing yourself to be gently guided. Picture the Tikbalong stopping beside a quiet clearing. Moonlight pools on the ground like still water. He gestures softly, inviting you to sit, to rest, to listen. The forest hums quietly around you, protective and calm. Your body responds. Shoulders drop. Jaw loosens. Eyes grow heavy. The Tikbalong settles nearby, not watching closely, but simply being present, a silent reassurance that you are safe, that the path will be there when you wake. As the night deepens, mist begins to drift between the trees. The Tikbalong fades gently into it, becoming part of the forest itself. His presence remains, even as his form disappears, woven into the paths, the roots, the quiet breathing of the woods. Allow yourself to drift now. The forest is still. The path is clear. You are not lost. And the Tikbalong, gentle guide of moonlit trails, walks on softly through the trees, guiding wandering thoughts towards stillness and leading your mind safely into deep, peaceful sleep. Adaro, the silent spirit of moonlit seas. Imagine standing on a quiet shoreline beneath a wide, open sky. The ocean stretches endlessly before you, its surface smooth and dark, reflecting the pale glow of the moon. Gentle waves roll in slow, steady rhythms, touching the sand and retreating again, as if breathing. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the scent of salt, seaweed, and distant rain. This is the domain of the Adaro. In the folklore of the Solomon Islands, Adaro are often described as powerful sea spirits. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Adaro becomes a calm guardian of the ocean, a vast presence beneath the water that maintains balance, stillness, and quiet order throughout the sea. Picture the Adaro moving slowly beneath the surface, its form large yet gentle, gliding through deep waters with effortless grace. Its body shimmers faintly, catching moonlight as it passes through shallow currents. The water moves with it. Imagine wading into the shallows, feeling cool water around your ankles. The waves are gentle, predictable, soothing. Beneath the surface, the Adaro glides past, unseen but deeply felt, a calm awareness flowing through the sea. A story is told of sailors who once feared the open ocean at night. One evening, caught beneath a cloudless sky, they noticed the water growing unusually calm. The Adaro moved beneath their vessel, guiding it through the darkness. The sailors felt no fear, only reassurance, and soon drifted into restful sleep beneath the stars, rocked gently by the sea. The Adaro's presence brings stillness and trust. Waves soften, currents slow, the ocean becomes a cradle. The sounds of the Adaro's realm are deeply calming. The low hush of waves, the distant call of seabirds settling for the night. the subtle creak of boats resting in the harbor, and the rhythmic splash of water against rocks. These sounds blend into a steady ocean lullaby, easing the mind into rest. As you imagine the Adaro now, allow your breathing to match the tide. Inhale slowly, like the wave rolling in. Exhale gently, like the wave pulling back. With each breath, imagine your thoughts smoothing out, becoming as calm and even as the sea's surface. The Adaro watches quietly from below, its presence vast and protective. It has existed for countless nights, guiding tides, calming storms, and holding the ocean steady. In its timeless awareness, there is no urgency, only rhythm. Picture the Adaro rising gently closer to the surface, its outline faintly visible beneath the moonlit water. Bioluminescent light traces its path, glowing softly like drifting stars. The ocean around it remains peaceful, undisturbed. Your body responds to this calm. Muscles relax, breath deepens, awareness drifts. The Adaro teaches surrender to natural motion. Just as the sea does not resist the tide, you do not need to resist sleep. Rest comes when you allow yourself to float. As clouds drift slowly across the moon, the Adaro descends again into deeper waters, settling into the quiet depths. The surface remains smooth, waves continuing their gentle rhythm. Allow yourself to drift now. The sea is calm. The night is vast. You are supported. And the Adaro, silent spirit of moonlit seas, glides beneath the surface, guiding the tides, quieting the waters, and carrying your mind gently into deep restorative sleep. Phi Tai Hong, the quiet spirit of still places. Imagine a silent roadside beneath a wide night sky. The path stretches gently forward, empty and calm, bordered by tall grass that sways softly in the breeze. The moon hangs low, casting pale light across the earth, and the air feels cool, almost weightless. There is no rush here, no movement except the slow turning of night. This is where the Phi Tai Hong drifts. In traditional folklore, Phi Tai Hong are spirits of sudden endings. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Phi Tai Hong becomes a gentle keeper of quiet places, a presence that lingers not in unrest, but in reflection, guiding stillness rather than fear. Picture the Phi Tai Hong as a soft silhouette, barely outlined against the night. It does not startle or approach quickly. It simply stands or drifts slowly where silence naturally gathers, beside empty roads, near still fields, or beneath open skies. The Phi Tai Hong moves with great care, as though every step is intentional and light. Wherever it passes, the world seems to pause, allowing quiet to deepen. Imagine walking slowly along a quiet path at night. The road feels safe and familiar, lit by moonlight and stars. Ahead, you notice a faint shape standing near the edge of the path, the Phi Tai Hong. It does not block the way. It does not beckon. It simply acknowledges the moment, reminding you to slow, to breathe, to notice the stillness around you. A story is told of a traveler who often rushed through life, never stopping long enough to rest. One evening, walking home under the stars, they encountered the Phi Tai Hong standing quietly by the roadside. Something about the stillness caused the traveler to pause. They sat down, listened to the night, and for the first time in a long while, allowed themselves to rest. That night, sleep came gently, without effort. The Phi Tai Hong does not linger in sorrow, it lingers in pause. The sounds around it are minimal and calming. The soft whisper of wind, distant insects, the faint hum of the world settling for the night. These sounds create space rather than filling it, allowing the mind to empty.
As you imagine the Phi Tai Hong now, allow yourself to slow completely. Inhale softly. Exhale completely. With each breath, imagine the noise of the day dissolving into the quiet night air. The Phi Tai Hong teaches acceptance of stillness. Not every moment needs movement. Not every thought needs resolution. Rest comes when we allow ourselves to stop. Picture the spirit standing beneath a lone tree, moonlight filtering through its branches. The road stretches quietly behind you and ahead of you, but for now, there is nowhere you need to go.
Your body responds. Heartbeat slows, breath deepens, thoughts soften. As the night deepens, the Phi Tai Hong fades gently into the darkness, leaving behind only silence, not emptiness, but peace. The path remains, calm and safe. Allow yourself to drift now. The road is quiet, the night is wide. Rest is here, and the Phi Tai Hong, gentle spirit of still places, remains where silence gathers, guiding restless minds toward calm and carrying you softly into deep, restorative sleep. Manananggal, the silent flyer of the sleeping sky. Imagine a village resting beneath a vast, star-filled sky. Rooftops lie quiet, windows dark, and lanterns have long since dimmed. The warm night air drifts gently through palm leaves and open paths, carrying the soft scent of earth after sunset. Everything is still, as if the world itself has paused to breathe. Above this sleeping landscape moves the Manananggal. In traditional folklore, the Manananggal is often feared for its ability to take flight. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Manananggal becomes a gentle guardian of the night sky, gliding silently above the world, watching over sleepers and carrying restless thoughts away on slow, steady wings. Picture the Manananggal as a light, graceful presence, moving effortlessly through the air. Her wings are wide and slow-moving, like clouds drifting across the moon. Each movement is deliberate, unhurried, and quiet, creating no disturbance below. She flies not to hunt, but to observe and protect. From above, the Manananggal watches the village breathe, the rise and fall of rooftops in moonlight, the gentle sway of trees, the calm rhythm of the night. She moves slowly, tracing wide, peaceful arcs across the sky, her shadow passing softly over paths and fields. Imagine lying beneath this open sky, gazing upward. The stars shine steadily, and a soft shape glides across them. The Manananggal, moving so slowly it feels almost like part of the sky itself. Watching her, your thoughts begin to drift upward too, lighter and less defined. A quiet story is told of a child who once struggled to sleep, always listening for sounds in the dark. One night, they noticed a shape gliding peacefully across the stars. The Manananggal circled gently above the village, wings moving in a slow, steady rhythm. With each pass, the child felt safer, calmer, until sleep arrived naturally, carried on the sense of being watched over. The Manananggal's presence is reassuring, not frightening. The sky feels wider. The night feels deeper. Sleep feels closer. The sounds of her world are barely perceptible. The whisper of wind at high altitude, the distant hush of trees below, the faint chorus of insects settling into the night. These sounds blend into a soft aerial lullaby, encouraging relaxation. As you imagine the Manananggal now, let your breathing rise and fall like her wings. Inhale slowly, exhale gently. With each breath, imagine your thoughts lifting away from the body, floating upward, becoming lighter and quieter. The Manananggal teaches release through elevation, the idea that worries do not need to be carried through the night. They can be lifted, carried briefly, and set down somewhere far away. Picture her gliding above rivers that reflect the stars, above forests that breathe softly, above fields resting in moonlight. Her flight is steady, predictable, calming, a rhythm the mind naturally follows. Your body responds. Muscles loosen. Breath deepens. Awareness softens. As the night deepens, the Manananggal ascends higher, becoming a small silhouette against the stars, then a shimmer, then simply a feeling, the sense that the sky itself is watching gently. Allow yourself to drift now. The sky is vast. The night is safe. You are held. And the Manananggal, silent flyer of the sleeping sky, continues her slow, graceful journey above the world, carrying your thoughts into stillness and guiding your dreams into deep, restorative sleep. Bakunawa, the moon-drifting serpent of the tides. Imagine the ocean at night, stretching endlessly beneath a wide and luminous sky. The moon hangs high above the horizon, its reflection shimmering gently across the water's surface. Waves roll in slow, steady rhythms, each one soft and predictable, like a calm breath repeated again and again. The air is cool, carrying the scent of salt, distant rain, and open water. Beneath this quiet sea moves the Bakunawa. In Philippine folklore, the Bakunawa is often described as a great serpent associated with the moon and the tides. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Bakunawa becomes an ancient, gentle guardian of celestial rhythms, a vast presence that moves slowly beneath the ocean, guiding the moon's reflection, the tides, and the quiet pull of night itself.
Picture the Bakunawa as a long, luminous serpent, its body vast yet graceful, coiling through deep waters far below the surface. Its scales shimmer faintly, reflecting moonlight like scattered starlight beneath the sea. Each movement is slow, deliberate, and perfectly balanced, as though the ocean itself is responding to its presence. The Bakunawa does not chase the moon, it follows its rhythm. As the moon rises higher in the sky, the Bakunawa glides beneath the waves, aligning itself with the gentle pull of the tides. The water responds naturally, lifting and lowering with calm predictability. Nothing is rushed, nothing is disturbed.
Imagine standing on a quiet shoreline, feet resting on cool sand. The waves arrive softly, retreat gently. Above you, the moon glows steady and bright. Somewhere far below, the Bakunawa moves in harmony with both sea and sky, unseen but deeply felt. A story is told of ancient coastal villages that once watched the moon carefully, noticing how the tides shifted with its rise and fall. Elders spoke softly of the Bakunawa, not as something to fear, but as a reminder that even the largest forces move gently when guided by balance. On calm nights, villagers slept easily, trusting the Bakunawa to keep the rhythm of the sea steady.
The Bakunawa is a keeper of cycles. The moon waxes and wanes. The tides rise and fall. Sleep comes and goes. The sounds of the Bakunawa's world are slow and calming. The hush of waves against the shore, the distant cry of seabirds settling for the night, the soft whisper of wind across open water. These sounds form a deep, rhythmic lullaby, encouraging the body to relax fully. As you imagine the Bakunawa now, allow your breathing to follow the tide. Inhale slowly, like the wave rising. Exhale gently, like the wave returning to sea. With each breath, imagine your thoughts drifting farther apart, leaving space between them, just as the waves leave smooth sand behind.
The Bakunawa's eyes, ancient and luminous, reflect the moon above. They hold patience rather than hunger, awareness rather than desire. Time feels wide in their presence, stretching comfortably without urgency. Picture the Bakunawa circling slowly beneath the moon's reflection, its long body tracing a graceful arc through the water. Bioluminescent light flickers along its scales, illuminating the sea like a quiet constellation. Your body responds to this vast calm. Shoulders soften, breath deepens, awareness drifts. The Bakunawa teaches trust in repetition. Just as the moon always returns, rest will always come. Sleep does not need to be forced. It arrives naturally, guided by rhythm and release. As clouds drift across the moon, its light softens. The Bakunawa descends deeper, its glow fading into the darker waters below. The ocean remains calm, the tide steady, the night undisturbed. Allow yourself to sink now. The sea is wide, the moon is steady, you are safe, and the Bakunawa moon-drifting serpent of the tides, continues its slow, ancient journey beneath the waves, guiding the sea, the sky, and your thoughts into deep, peaceful, restorative sleep. Krahang, the gentle glider of moonlit fields. Imagine wide rice fields stretching beneath a calm night sky. The fields are flooded just enough to reflect the moon, turning the land into a patchwork of silver mirrors. Narrow earthen paths wind between the paddies, quiet and undisturbed. The air is warm and still, filled with the scent of water, growing rice, and distant flowers that open only after sunset. This is where the Krahang moves. In traditional folklore, the Krahang is sometimes described as a ghost that glides through the night. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Krahang becomes a gentle watcher of rural landscapes, drifting peacefully above fields and villages, ensuring that the land rests as deeply as the people who depend on it. Picture the Krahang gliding slowly above the rice paddies, not hurried, not startling. His movement is smooth and rhythmic, like a bird riding warm night air. He travels low, just above the fields, casting a soft shadow that blends into moonlight and water. The Krahang does not disturb the land. He follows its quiet rhythm. Below him, frogs croak softly from the edges of the paddies. Insects hum in steady patterns. The water remains still, broken only by the occasional ripple of a fish or the gentle sway of rice stalks in the breeze. Imagine standing at the edge of the fields, barefoot on cool earth. The moon's reflection shimmers faintly on the water. Above, the Krahang passes slowly, so quietly that you feel his presence more than you see it. There is no fear, only a sense of calm, like knowing someone is watching over the night. A story is told of farmers who once worried constantly about their crops, even after nightfall. One evening, as they rested beside the fields, they noticed the Krahang gliding overhead, moving calmly from one paddy to the next. From that night on, they slept more easily, trusting that the land was being watched, that nothing needed their attention until morning. The Krahang's presence brings assurance. The fields are safe, the water is calm, the night is complete. The sounds of his world are soft and repetitive, frogs calling in the distance, water gently lapping against rice stalks, the faint rustle of leaves, and the slow movement of night air across open land. These sounds form a steady rural lullaby, grounding and deeply soothing. As you imagine the Krahang now, let your breathing slow to match his glide. Inhale gently, exhale slowly. With each breath, imagine yourself drifting just above the surface of the fields, light and unburdened, supported by warm night air. The Krahang teaches quiet vigilance without effort. Watching does not require tension. Care does not require worry. Rest comes when responsibility is released to the rhythm of the world. Picture the Krahang circling once above a small village, then returning to the fields. Lanterns glow faintly in the distance. Houses rest silently. The land breathes. Your body responds. Muscles loosen, breath deepens, thoughts slow. As clouds drift across the moon, the krahang glides lower, then settles gently at the far edge of the fields, becoming still, almost indistinguishable from shadow and earth. His watch continues, even as sleep deepens everywhere below. Allow yourself to drift now. The fields are quiet. The night is warm. Rest is natural. And the krahang, gentle glider of moonlit fields, continues his slow, silent watch over water and earth, guiding the land and your thoughts into deep, peaceful, restorative sleep. You've reached the end of tonight's stories. Folklore Studios hopes these gentle myths will guide your mind into rest and that you awaken refreshed and calm.